Road to 100% with Destination Varsity Maths, Lecture 2. I feel like a lecturer when I say Lecture 2. I feel educated. Okay, cool. So that we've indulged in our mini segment number 1 or lecture 0.01, we have to proceed to lecture 2 now. Okay. So our lecture 1 was based on, I feel educated when I say lecture. Yeah, we speak into existence. Okay, cool. So then 1.1.2 will be our following problem that we're going to tackle. So the main difference between 1.1.1 is that in 1.1.2 they explicitly stated that correct to 2 decimal places. So what does that tell you? If they say correct to 2 decimal places, you don't even think twice. Quadratic formula. X equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so the equation is saying 4x squared plus 9x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, let's dive in deep and solve the problem at hand, because we are problem solvers. Okay, it says 4x squared plus, let me confirm so that I don't write something that is incorrect, plus 9x minus 3. Okay, plus 9x minus 3 plus 9x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, cool. Your a here, since they explicitly told you that you should use quadratic formula, or implicitly, but by them saying correct to 2 decimal places, that's them being explicit, but implicitly they told you that you should use what? Quadratic formula. So your a is equal to 4, your b is equal to 9, and your c is equal to minus 3. You know, it's generally plus c, hey? So it's plus c here. But you should know that it was plus minus 3. You know that positive times negative, it gives you a negative. Hence, there is a negative sign here. Hence, we take c as what? As minus 3, not as 3. Because it was a plus c, and your c was minus 3. Hope that's clear. Because I've seen some students taking 3 instead of taking minus 3. It's minus 3 or it's plus 3. You just take it as it is, the last term. That's your c. Okay, so your quadratic formula states that x is equivalent to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Okay, it's minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, our page is getting narrower. Okay, let's just minimize and extend in the process. Okay, cool. From here, it's just a matter of plugging in the values. It's just a matter of plugging in your values, the value of a, the value of b, the value of c. So it then boils down to x being equals to minus, what's your b? It's 9, right? Minus into 9 plus or minus. Normalize opening brackets when you're substituting, because with some students, they forget to open brackets and end up omitting the negative signs. You know, you need to normalize opening brackets when you're substituting. It should be something that sinks within your DNA. B squared, that's your 9 squared. Okay, let's shift our page. Plus or minus, okay, the formula says minus 4. Our a is 4 if I'm not mistaken. Minus or multiplied by minus 3. Okay, cool. Let's shift or minimize further so that we can be able to see everything. This whole thing is over 2a, ne? And what's our a? It's minus 4. No, it's 4, sorry. It's 4, right? Okay, cool. At varsity, you generally don't use a calculator. But since you guys are still in high school, you are allowed to use a calculator. If I count in my head, it's 9 squared minus 4. I think it's square root of 129, but let's just count and, not complicate our head. It's 9 squared minus 4 times 4 times minus 3. Oh, it's square root of 129. My head is still sharp, eh? So x is equal to minus 9 plus or minus square root of 129. Oh, my handwriting. Square root of 129. All over, what's your value here? It should be 8, no? Okay, cool. Let's up our page because we're at the bottom of the page now. Okay, cool. And then from here, since they said you should correct to 2 decimal points, you should know that your first answer will be attained when you say x is equal to minus 9 plus square root of 129 all over 8. And then the second answer will be when you say or your x, let's shift our page, your x will be equal to minus 9 minus square root, let's shift our page further, square root of 129 all over 8. And they specify that you should correct this to 2 decimal points. So decimal places. So in a way, they are low-key telling you that use a calculator at this point and take first 2 decimal points. Okay, if I were to count this from, I think it's 0.24. Let's just count before I crack my head. Let's just count. It's minus 9 plus square root of 129 all over 8. Oh, sorry, I was close. It's 0.29. So it's 0.29 here. 0.29. So that's the first answer. Now going to the second answer, where you just change that into a minus. So it could be O x equals. So you just change the plus into a minus before the square root sign. So it will be minus 2.54. Let's confirm again. Yes, minus 2.54. Since you guys are attending these classes, avoid saying 2.54. That's not correct mathematically. It's 2.54, not 2.54. You don't say that. Numbers after a decimal place, you should literally call them like that, not 54, 54. In this case, it will be 29, not 29. And else go back to grade R and learn numbering. I'm kidding. Okay, cool. So if you want to check your answers, you just take generally, if you want to get an accurate answer, you take your answers at this point. You just plug in this whole thing in your original equation. I mean, this is low-key equivalent to this, but this one has been rounded off. So it won't give you the exact zero. Like maybe give you number that is close to 0, but it won't give you exact 0. So if you want to check if you're correct, you plug in this back to the original equation, and also you plug this again. If you're not getting 0, you plug this again. If you're not getting 0, you have to double check where you went wrong, because these are easy marks that are not supposed to be lost. Let's check how much was this worth. Say now we got 3 marks in the first one because we did solve it previously. It's 3 plus 4 now. Road is heading to 100%, and the total marks in the paper, it's 150. You see over here in the first page, it says 150. So you literally can count how many percentages have you accumulated thus far. 7 over 150. You literally have 5% of the whole paper by just solving two problems. You see, you've accumulated 5% of the whole paper. That's something that's very handy. I mean, it's something you can count on that. Okay, cool. Now let's attempt 1.1.3. 1.1.3, because we don't have space here. What we're just gonna do is let's just open a new page. Let's copy this. Can we